So,
Welcome to Sour Guy Podcast. Here with my guest,
Jackie Tran.
Jackie Tran. So, hi, Jackie Tran. How's your day going?
My day's going well.
Pretty
How
well.
are you? Yeah.
I'm doing pretty fine. Did you eat this morning?
I did.
What do you have for breakfast?
Can't remember.
Can't remember.
I think I had a sandwich this morning.
You had a sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't eat this morning. I was too occupied doing stuff. But well, I want to talk about like a topic um, that we were gonna discuss today. That is about movies right now. So, what do you think about movies in 2022?
I would say they're good, but I don't find myself to be as interested in them as I used to be in years past.
And do you know why exactly is that?
Um, I feel like the plot in a lot of movies isn't as developed and interesting as older movies. I know a lot of movies now, like the runtime is very, very long, and I start to lose interest very early.
I see. And how do you think any movie affects your political view about things right now?
Well, I feel like in movies and in a lot of other media now, um, the writers and producers often put their own political views into the storyline of a lot of the things that we watch. And I feel like um, it's interesting, and it can be a good thing to see certain political viewpoints and angles being shown, but at the same time, if you want to please everybody, I think it's best to stay away from all that political stuff, because there's always going to be, when you take one side and you're showing it in front of so many people, there's always going to be a group of people that disagree and end up not enjoying the movie or the show or whatever you're watching, and it does affect ratings. So
I agree too. I agree. I think mostly movies should be about that particular topic and not be mixed with a lot of different messages about the outer world, because at the end of the day you go and watch a movie because you want to fly to another universe, you want to be feeling that, for example, these heroes that for example they were made what in 2016, then the last Avengers.
mm-hmm. Yep.
That was for Disney a great boom, because they did phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 for Marvel movies, and that was a very good hit. They did a lot of amusement parks and a lot of other stuff with it. But when 2002 the hit that is more about the political side and stuff, they made phase 4, and that is not giving that much revenue now because of the political views of the writers changing the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, for example, movies are based on a comic right now of superheroes, right? And normally writers try to change it to last, like, for example, 2 hours, a whole plot, so they try to make it, you should try to make it for every audience, every kid, every grown-up person, but not for a certain political group, because as you said, it will drop rating because there's only one type of people that will watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have another question. How movies companies are being affected?
Well, I feel like movie companies get affected from the loss of revenue. So when a movie gets played and less people go to see it, it affects the ratings. It affects the probability that that same team is going to get renewed for another movie. A lot of the time, when a movie is good enough, people decide that a second movie will come out, like a sequel. Right? So when a movie doesn't do well because of political views, then the likelihood of it being renewed for another movie to come out later on becomes a lot lower. And I will say, like, when it comes to like politics and stuff, it stresses people out a lot. And I feel like when you go to the movie theater, you kind of want to, put your mind off of a lot of the things that you stress about in your everyday life.
Of course, because that's not like a subject that you want to try bring in the dinner table. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like a taboo in the dinner table. Talk to politics. Why you want to transport it into entertainment and what people get happiness and be entertained about? You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You go to the movie theater to have fun and have a good time. So when you pay money to buy a ticket to go to a theater, and then you see that a lot of the stuff that you stress about in your everyday life gets incorporated into, what's supposed to be fun, it takes away from that whole experience. And I think people have the same issue with like sports, where athletes are starting to speak up with their own like political views and stuff. And there's a group of people that hate that too. So I feel like it's very similar. But yeah, movie companies definitely get impacted with a huge loss of revenue. I would assume.
Because well, my perspective is they should try to make it separated from those, like politics should be only politics and movies, or sports should be movies and sport. Why I don't see the great idea to mix them, you know. Well, last question, just to so how you think movies should be better, like, or you think they need to you know, progress, or you know what I mean.
I feel like they should go back to the way they used to be, much more simple in plot. Avoid the whole, political, everyday, real world stuff.
You saying get back to the roots?
Get back to the roots, the basics, and make it in a way where, like, children and adults can watch it at the same time and still be able to enjoy it. Because I know when you incorporate like political stuff, it makes kids confused. People don't know like what to take away from the movie, and so yeah, I think just like bringing it back to the roots and the basics.
Yeah, I saw that other time. I think I was, for example, a very fanatic of the Matrix movies, you know, and I enjoyed a lot the the lore, how it was made and everything, and I got very excited when they they were doing the making of Matrix 4, because they were gonna continue the saga that I love. But when it came out and I watched it with my dad, we were so sad. That came out so bad.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to do with anything about the other three movies, you know. It changed so much to make it for a new audience, that I get it. Like they're trying to make it for a new generation, but it's not helping, because even that new generation is not gonna make it. It's not gonna watch such a failure of a movie, you know. So yeah, I do get what you're saying. I do believe they should, go back and do more simpler movies, focus more in the character development, as well as everything that has to do with the plot, and get a good ending, you know. Thank you so much for the interview today.
Appreciate it, bro.
And stay tuned. Next episode is gonna be about anime and how the animation of anime evolved through history.